What's up guys, I'm Papa Meno and I'm back to bring you the best bang for your basketball bets in the NBA edition of the Casual Fan Podcast. The hardest working, most accurate, most entertaining sports gambling podcast on YouTube. This is the second edition of the NBA All-Star Weekend where I'll predict who wins the NBA All-Star Game and get you guys sweet cash. But before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to the Casual Fan Podcast. And if you want to thank or berate me about my picks, be sure to check me out on my personal page at Pops Culture Media on Instagram. With that being said, let's get into the All-Star Game. The All-Star Game is following the new format that was introduced last year where the first 3 quarters will be scored as different games and the winner of each quarter will be earning money for charity. This year, that benefit is for COVID relief. The final score of the game will be determined based off the first 3 quarters combined scores. Last year, Team Giannis led 133-124 over Team LeBron after the first 3 quarters, and the final target score was 157 to win, which meant that Team Giannis had to score 24 points and Team LeBron had to score 33 points. In the end, it was Team LeBron who won by a score of 157 to 155. This year, we got Team LeBron going up against Team Durant, and this is how each of the starters stack up for both teams. On Team LeBron, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. For Team Durant, he's got Kyrie Irving, Joel Embiid, Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal, and Jason Tatum. Unfortunately, Durant is not playing in the All-Star Game this year, but this should still be an interesting matchup. Now let's look at the reserves. For Team LeBron, we got Damian Lillard, Ben Simmons, Chris Paul, Paul George, Domantas Sabonis, and Rudy Gobert. For Team Durant, we got James Harden, Devin Booker, who's now been replaced by Mike Conley, Zion Williamson, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, Nikola Vucevic, and Donovan Mitchell. Mike Conley decision is a bit of a baffling one for me because there are 2 clear options that should have replaced him. I think the better picks would have been Brandon Ingram from the Pelicans and DeMar DeRozan of the Spurs. DeMar even took to Twitter last night to vent out his frustrations, saying, "It gets to the point where you gotta laugh at the bullshit." And his frustration is warranted. I think the league's decision here is more of a retroactive one because Conley has been snubbed in the past a few times and his career is coming to an end soon. So they probably felt obliged to put him in before that happened. But that's not where the controversy ends for the Jazz because they have the best record in the NBA. Their players got picked last in the All-Star draft. LeBron even had to come out and say there was no slander in his decision. But just like in video games, we never rolled with the Utah Jazz growing up. And LeBron's actually got a point here. I know when I was younger and I was playing NBA Live, the Utah Jazz was always the team that I wanted to play against. I just didn't like them for some reason. I don't know why. Their team just seemed, I always wanted to beat that team. No matter what, I just didn't like them. I always wanted to go up against them and beat them. It's something about Utah, I just didn't play as them. I always wanted to go up against them and beat them. I mean, they did have those fire jerseys, but so we got some very interesting choices on both sides. The early favorite amongst NBA fans seems to be Team LeBron because that starting 5 is woo! He's got some big names across the league. Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Those are the biggest names that we know in today's NBA. LeBron's team also looks a bit more balanced and he's won the All-Star Game the last 3 years, so it's real hard to pick against him. Durant's team's not bad either. He's got a lot of scorers. He's got guys who ISO, guys who can make the big shot and put up numbers. It's an All-Star Game. There's not going to be that much defense played until that last quarter. His bench also looks a bit better than LeBron's. You got James Harden and Zion Williamson, who's going to be a future superstar in this league. For my money, I'd say give me a scoring-heavy team in the All-Star Game all day, every day. It's all about scoring points at the end of the day, except on this Sunday. Durant's not playing. Devin Booker just got replaced by Mike Conley. And like I said, LeBron has won the last 3 All-Star games. It's Team LeBron, baby. For the Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP, I'd probably go with Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, or Damian Lillard as a sleeper pick. So, thank you to everyone who watched, liked, and subscribed to the Casual Fan Podcast. Be sure to follow us on all the socials. Happy betting, and I'll see you guys in the next one.